In technical glass production, molten glass is pressed and rapidly cools as it is removed from the mold. This rapid cooling creates internal stresses within the glass piece. When the glass finally cools to room temperature, stresses in the glass can potentially cause spontaneous breakage. Annealing is a controlled process of slowly cooling glass to relieve these internal stresses. Kopp's annealing process provides a solution for the elimination of these stresses in technical glass lenses. In production, a special type of furnace called a leer is used for the annealing process. A leer is a long oven comprised of different heating zones. Glassware moves on a conveyor belt through these zones so gradual cooling can occur. Kopp develops proprietary annealing schedules for each unique product design to ensure maximum stress removal. Factors influencing these schedules include glass composition, coefficient of thermal expansion, and glass thickness. To begin the annealing process, glass cools to a temperature which allows the atoms to move freely while preserving the dimensional characteristics. Glass is kept at a steady temperature for an extended period of time, creating structural consistency and minimizing stresses. The temperature is unique to each glass composition, and time is determined by the physical design and shape of each product. The cooling of the glass occurs between the annealing temperature and the strain temperature. This period is the most important part of the cooling process, which must allow for the outside and the inside of the glassware to cool at the same rate. At the annealing temperature, which must be above the glass transition temperature, the atoms in the glass reorient. As the glass cools through the transition temperature to the strain temperature, atoms become rigid in the glass structure. During the final step of the process, the glassware is cooled to a safe handling temperature. Because this is below the strain temperature, no new permanent stresses can be introduced. When cooling occurs slowly, the atoms will relax, resulting in an unstressed, well-annealed glass product. Using a controlled cooling process improves material consistency, minimizes stresses, and prevents spontaneous breakage. After the annealing process, Kopp analyzes the glass using an instrument called a polariscope. A polariscope is a laboratory tool that can be used to identify and evaluate stresses in annealed glass. Glass with erratic stress will show high contrast in light to dark areas as seen in this part under the polariscope. Glass with controlled stress will have uniform shading when viewed through the polariscope. Kopp uses borosilicate glass for its supreme durability. For glass products requiring additional strength, higher safety standards, and thermal shock resistance, Kopp offers a tempering process.